Hello and welcome to Rakuten's fourth quarter and 2021 fiscal year financial results presentation. First, let's take a look at consolidated results. Here are the key KPIs from 2021. Global GDP reached 26.9 trillion yen with 20% year-on-year growth. Domestic e-commerce GMS surpassed 5 trillion yen. The global membership base is now 1.6 billion members, including over 100 million in Japan. Consolidated revenue hit 1.7 trillion yen, up 15.5% year-on-year. Rakuten Card has issued 25 million cards, and Rakuten Card shopping GTV reached 14.5 trillion yen with a 25% year-on-year increase. In January this year, Rakuten Bank achieved 12 million accounts. In domestic e-commerce, NPS has improved due to more sophisticated logistic functions and UX improvement. As a result, revenue rose 18% and operating income rose 38% year-on-year. FinTech is progressing well. Our customer base expanding along with cross-usage of our services, and revenue and operating income continue to increase. Turning to our mobile business, with the deployment of fully virtualized technology, our cost-competitive mobile network has expanded. In Japan, we achieved 96% population coverage in February, 4 years ahead of schedule, and our network will continue to expand. Roaming costs are expected to decrease significantly going forward as well. Subscribers have now surpassed 5.5 million. As network coverage expands, we will be able to accelerate subscriber acquisition. Group synergies centered on mobile are also steadily progressing. We are building our presence as an industry leader. Rakuten Mobile technology has received many awards from research organizations. We are the only end-to-end fully virtualized network in commercial operation. In 2021, we won very large orders from various telecom companies. Going forward, we anticipate an improvement in profitability in the mobile business after the second quarter of 2022. We proved the quality of RCP, Rakuten Communication Platform, through the Japanese MNO business, using it as the evidence and showcase to sell our software, hardware, and our cloud platform. These proceeds will enable us to further invest into the mobile network build-out. Next is global expansion of Rakuten Symphony. Building on our domestic success, our worldwide scale opens up huge business opportunities. These profits will also make it possible to further strengthen the domestic network and acquire more customers. In addition to increase the subscriber numbers and ARPU, we aim to strengthen the mobile business status as a pillar of Rakuten ecosystem and maximize the synergy with e-commerce. One of the final highlights of 2021, Rakuten Group Inc. has achieved 100% renewable energy utilization 4 years ahead of original schedule. In 2022, we established a new department dedicated to achieving carbon neutrality and strengthening our sustainability initiatives further. Please take a look at this chart. Consolidated revenue has been rapidly growing continuously. Revenue has reached 1.7 trillion yen with 15.5% year-on-year growth. Here is a segment-by-segment performance breakdown. In the Internet Service segment, revenue increased 14.7% year-on-year to 1 trillion yen, and operating income increased by 166.2% year-on-year to 107.5 billion yen. In the FinTech segment, revenue grew 7.4% year-on-year to 619 billion yen, and operating income grew 9.6% year-on-year to 89.1 billion yen. In mobile segment, we have been proactively investing in future growth and recorded an operating loss. As a result, consolidated revenue was 1.7 trillion yen, but the non-GAAP operating loss was 225 billion yen. Now, let's dive into more details for each business. Let's start with our internet services. Domestic e-commerce GMS expanded during the pandemic and surpassed 5 trillion yen in 2021. The interval between each 1 trillion yen milestone have been getting shorter and shorter. Our next target is 10 trillion yen. We are enhancing synergy effects. As you can see here, cross-use between Rakuten Ichiba and each of our e-commerce services is also increasing rapidly. At Rakuten Ichiba, the retention of users has progressed, enabling an increase in profits. E-commerce revenue grew 18.1% year-on-year. Operating income grew 37.7% year-on-year to 74.2 billion yen. JP Rakuten Logistics has taken over Rakuten's logistics activities, accelerating improvements in service quality and profitability. In other internet services, Rakuten Rewards and the sports business are improving, and Viber's operating income increased, resulting in a significant improvement in profitability. Here is a trend in non-GAAP operating income for the overseas businesses Rakuten Kobo, Viber, and Viki. Thanks to the growth in ad revenue, cost reductions, and other measures, these businesses have begun to drive profitability. Rakuten Rewards has heavily affected by the pandemic in the previous year, but showed significant recovery in 2021. Next, let's look at the ads business. The ad business saw a significant increase in revenue with 22% year-on-year growth to reach 157.9 billion yen. Sales of online advertising to major consumer goods manufacturers increased significantly, up 35.1% year-on-year. Moving to the performance of our FinTech business. Revenue and operating income continue to increase as each service continues to grow and become the main account for more customers. Rakuten Pay revenue increased by nearly 20% year-on-year, keeping annual losses down to about 4.1 billion yen, while our competitors are making significant losses. Let's look at the performance of each business. In addition to the strong acquisition of credit card members, Rakuten Card's shopping GTV increased significantly with 25.3% year-on-year growth. Next is Rakuten Bank. Rakuten Bank is securing higher revenue and profits by significantly increasing service profits. Rakuten Bank is preparing for an IPO. We believe that through an IPO, Rakuten Bank can benefit from an equity increase and thus focus more on its growth strategy and further contribute to the Rakuten ecosystem. Here is a performance of Rakuten Securities. Driven by the domestic and US equities, operating revenue continued to grow at a high rate of over 20% year-on-year. The number of new accounts is growing at unparalleled speed in the industry, and we are on track to become number one in terms of customers. Now for the insurance business. Revenue for general insurance decreased due to the optimization of underwriting standards. Operating income increased for the insurance business as a whole due to improvements in underwriting income and cost reductions. By changing our insurance product portfolio, we expect revenue and profit to increase in the future. We have built one of the most comprehensive FinTech ecosystems by promoting cross-use of our services with Rakuten Card as the entry point. Our unique FinTech ecosystem contributes to the expansion of the customer base, profit growth, and the growth of Rakuten Group as a whole. And now on to mobile. The third-party reports and other analyses have confirmed the cost advantages of Rakuten Mobile's virtualized network. Capital investment and operating costs are 30% to 40% lower than legacy technology. Recently, we achieved 96% population coverage 4 years ahead of schedule. Having started commercial service only 2 years ago, this speed is truly astonishing. This is a result of the cooperation of all of the people and companies involved, as well as hard work done on site in the field. By expanding our own network, we will further reduce roaming areas and real roaming cost. Due to the cost reduction efforts and increase in paying customers, from the second quarter, earnings should start to improve, and we aim to return to profitability in a short period of time, which would be unprecedented in the history of a mobile industry. We are confident that the future contribution to earnings will be extremely large. Meantime, the combined numbers of MNO and MVNO subscribers reached 5.5 million. The number of new subscribers is steadily increasing as Rakuten's own network area expands. We expect the mobile business to be a driver of further accelerated growth for our ecosystem. Compared to the acquisition of Rakuten Card members, in its first few years, the acquisition rate of Rakuten Mobile subscribers is more than 3 times faster. Now, let me talk about Rakuten's unique ecosystem, which is our biggest strength. 2021 represented a further evolution in ecosystem expansion. Data is core to our ecosystem. Rakuten possesses one of the largest data sets in Japan, both online and offline, based on more than 100 million user IDs. Furthermore, by adding data from Rakuten Mobile users, the range and depth of data is increasing, which will be a source of further competitive advantage. Rakuten Mobile has contributed even more to the ecosystem than we originally anticipated. Rakuten Mobile subscribers spend 1.7 times more on Ichiba, our e-commerce marketplace, comparing 1 year before and 1 year after signing up. In addition to improving the lifetime value of members who use Rakuten Mobile, these synergy effects are increasing membership value of the entire Rakuten Group. Rakuten expanded its ecosystem through alliances with strategic partners such as Japan Post, Walmart, and Gurnavi. Rakuten Group aims to capture an increasing share of Japan's total national consumption of 352 trillion yen. To that end, we are developing our online and offline services and positioning the mobile business at the core of these services. Let's move on to talk about our growth strategy. The key theme in 2022, the 25th year since Rakuten's founding, is Tech and Green. Our technology-related operations employ roughly 5,900 engineers around the world. We are expanding globally, including our hubs in Asia, Japan, China, and India, as well as Europe and the US. Sustainability is in Rakuten's DNA. We are committed to the world's effort to mitigate climate change and aim to adopt 100% renewable electricity for all our services. We will work with our business partners and consumers to push forward our goal, and we invite all our stakeholders to join this effort. Rakuten Mobile has won numerous global awards, being recognized for the quality of its network. In addition, Rakuten Mobile has been highly evaluated in multiple categories in recent third-party open signal reports. Rakuten Symphony has developed and keep developing its own software portfolio to support deployment of the industry's only end-to-end fully virtual network technology in markets around the world. The product portfolio is already 80% complete. Symphony will be leading the industry with further upgraded capabilities. Building on the large-scale project in Germany in 2021, we aim to increase the overall profitability of the mobile business by accelerating the deployment of Rakuten Symphony. 2022 marks the 25th anniversary of the Rakuten Group. Let's keep working together. We will strive to increase our corporate and stakeholder value by evolving Rakuten ecosystem, achieving sustainable growth, and working together with all our stakeholders.
それではよろしくお願いいたします。
よろしくお願いします。
はい。今年2022年の、経営のテーマですね、御社として、全ての領域、頑張っていかれるとは思うんですけれども、特に、三木谷社長が、経営の上で、気にされているところ、注力したいところについて、ご解説ください。
そうですね。去年楽天シンフォニーという新しい携帯の技術の会社を作りまして、でやはり振り返ってみると。楽天の根幹っていうのは、やはり技術力にあると、今インドの開発センターも、大幅に、強化しておりますし、また今年はねインド工科大学から160人近い新卒を採用したり、グローバルに技術力アップをしているので、今の今後の、社会というか、人類の発展ということを考えていくと、どうしてもやっぱり環境面に大きな注意を払わなくてはいけないということで、テック&グリーンっていうのが2022年の大きなテーマになります。今年で25周年を迎えますので、その合わせて今年のテーマはテック&グリーンということになっています。
ありがとうございます。25周年おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
日本の e コマースの今後についてどういったビジョンを持たれているか教えてください。
そうですね。まず全体的なファクトだけで言うと、日本の流通におけるe コマースの比率っていうのがまだ 7% から 8% ぐらいで、欧米ですと20% 強、中国では 40% とも言われているということを考えると、やはり日本もいずれですね、少なくとも 20% というシェアまでは行くんだろうなというふうに思っています。それからこのハイブリッドっていうものがこれからどんどん出てくるんだろうなと。店でピックアップしたり、インターネットを使って送客をしていく。これはもう楽天にとって非常に大きなビジネスになっております。ライブコマース、それからソーシャルコマース、C2C も含めてですね、これからも強化をしていきたいというふうに思っています。
ありがとうございます。御社新春楽天カンファレンスで、流通総額10兆円、前倒しで達成できるのではないかというビジョンも示されて、いたと思います。達成していくために御社としてどのような、ブレイクスルーが今後事業に必要になってくると思っているか教えてください。
はい。まずは先ほど申し上げました通り、マーケット自体が自然に増加をしていくというふうに思っております。これに合わせてですね、楽天も拡大していくと。さらにその川のスピードの流れよりも早く いくためにはですね、やはり一層のですね、UX の、改善ですね、これをやっていく必要があるというふうに思いますし、それぞれのジャンルに合わせたやっぱり戦略を立てていく。ファッションならファッション、フードならフード、家電なら家電、それぞれに合わせたですね、専門的な委員会を作って、そして専門的な機能をつけていくと。それから JP さんと組みましたから物流の強化と、この2点が大きなポイントになってくるのかなと。
続きまして楽天 NFT について教えてください。サービスの開始2月25日に控えていらっしゃると思います。三谷さんが楽天 NFT に期待するところ、他社とは違うところについてハイライトをお願いいたします。
そうですね、一番違うところは、楽天ポイント、楽天キャッシュというものをベースに取引をしていくということなので、NFT の一つの大きな問題点っていうのは、本当のその、著作権なり肖像権というものを、誰が保有するのかと。楽天グループが作る NFT マーケットについてはですね、より厳格な、著作権、肖像権の管理というものを行って、それがある意味で不正なものがあれば我々の方で削除ができるというですね、クリーンな NFT マーケットを作っていきたいと思っております。
続きまして、FinTech についても、教えてください。さらなるトップラインの拡大であったりだとか、あるいはマージンの改善、いろんな優先事項があると思うんですが、今年ですね、特に注力されるところ、経営指標としてはどちらに注目されているか教えてください。
はい、サイズ的にもですね、まだまだ成長できるだろうと。楽天カードについては、マーケットシェア 30%、そして、取引高30兆円という大きな目標を立てております。日本は今ね、まさしくいわゆるデジタルペイメントがどんどん普及していっている、段階にようやってきたなというふうに思ってますから、マーケット自体が拡大していくだろうということが一つあります。支払い方の、より柔軟な対応であったり、ネットの企業だからできるものをさらに追求していきたいというふうに思っています。楽天銀行に関してはもう本当に資産も7兆円、程度になってまいりまして、小さな地銀を上回ってきているという段階まで来ました。これからメガバンクさんのレベルまで行くためには新しいやはり商品開発も必要になってきますし、株式上場を予定しております。それによって資本が増強することによってよりですね、ALM 的に多少ですね、リスクがあるけども安定的なリターンが得られるものへの、ファイナンスというものができていくだろうというふうに考えているので、イクイティを厚くすることによって収益性を大きく改善できるというふうに思っています。
大変よくわかりました。ありがとうございます。続きましてモバイルについて、5G の到来によって楽天モバイルのその戦略的立ち位置がどのように重要化していくのかについて、今後のビジョンについて教えてください。
5G もういろんな 5G があると思うんですよ。周波数帯域が低いところの 5G っていうのはそれほどメリットがない、スピードは、あまり変わりませんし、キャパシティもそんなに変わらないと。やはりこの、ミッドバンド、いわゆるサブ6と言われている、中波数帯域、あるいはミリメーターウェーブと言われている高周波数帯域、これをですねいかにうまくやっていくかということが非常に大きなポイントになって、そこで我が社と他社との大きな違いっていうのは、我が社はほとんど自分たちでテクノロジーをコントロールしているということかなというふうに思います。ビーンフォーミングとかマッシブマイモっていう言葉がありますけれども、よりですね、このソフトウェアで管理することによってターゲティングされた、コネクションというか接続ができるようになってくる。楽天のモバイルについてはもう4000のエッジコンピューティングセンターを日本中に作りました。よってですね、このほとんど遅延のない最高のネットワークのクオリティに、楽天グループのネットワークがなるのではないかなというふうには思っております。でコスト面ではですね、他社さんはどちらかというとハードウェアでやってる。我々は全部ソフトウェアでやってますので、より AI による管理とかメンテナンスっていうのは効きます。万が一の時は AI が判断してネットワークの構成を変えるとか、 あるいは、キャパシティが足りなくなってきたら AI が自動にキャパシティを増やしていくとか、そういうことを実現することによってコストも下げれて、そしてその部分を、エンドユーザーに還元ができると、こういうことになるのかなと思っています。
2022年にはローミングコストの削減も本格的にスタートするのではないかなと思います。それに伴いおそらく会員増のペースも増えていくでしょうし、そうなってくると我々が気になるのはまさにネットワークキャパシティでございます。会員増とキャパシティの拡張というののバランスの両立ができるのかどうかについてご解説をお願いいたします。
はい、これがまさしく 5G がいいタイミングだったなと。まずキャパシティについてはですね、サブ6とミリミーターウェーブ、他社さんに、遜色のない周波数帯域を、獲得しておりますし、透明版においてもやはり、フルパワーで 5G が使えるようになる、ようになりますので、そこでキャパシティについては十分カバーできるかなというふうに考えております。で、会員増についてはですね、やはり楽天がフルにもう自分でネットワークを引いているところと、まだ少し他社のローミングが残っているところ、これだとですね、正直言って加入率が倍ぐらい違うんですよ。そうするとそこも加入率も自然と追いついてくるということは非常に追い風かなというふうに思っています。
続きまして楽天シンフォニーについて本格始動、今年始まるかなというふうに思います。今年ですね、どのような規模感、あるいはどのような、案件数が我々、確認できるようになるのか、どういったものから出てくるのかということについて、少しヒントをください。
はい、楽天シンフォニーのビジネスモデルというのは3つありまして、基本は、エンドトゥエンドで、携帯サービスのプラットフォームを作って、そしてそれをビルド&トランスファーという形で、お渡しをする。でこれがドイツでのワンワンドリリッシュという第4のキャリア、それを楽天が SIR としても行っております。2つ目はソフトウェアの販売。もう大体ですね、ネットワークを構成するのに必要に、600ぐらいのソフトウェアが必要なんですけど、もうその大半を自社で作り上げていたり、または買収した企業が世界最高レベルのソフトウェアを持っているということがありますので、このソフトウェアを個別に販売をしていくと。で、3つ目は今度自分たちで作りましたハードウェア、これを販売していく。例えばそのミリ波のハードウェアの自分たちでアンテナ作ってますけども、このコストっていうのは多分他社さんが作ってるコストの5分の1とか、そういうものでできるような構造になっております。よってですね、この3つを MNO に、売却あるいはサービスしていくということもありますし、SI をメインとするコンサルティング会社等と連携しながらですね、販売をしていくと。
そのための法人化っていったところが、今年も入ってくるということですね。
そうですね。もともとはやっぱり楽天のモバイルっていうのは他のモデルと違うのは、楽天モバイルをまず数百万人で動く仮想化技術がワークするんだということを証明する。これに世界が驚愕したわけですけれども、それをベースにこの楽天シンフォニーのビジネスでキャッシュフローを生み、そしてまた楽天モバイルにも投資をしていくと。こういう流れでやりたいなっていうふうに思ってたのが、本当にうまくいってるというふうに思ってます。
ありがとうございます。続きましてスペースモバイル計画についても教えてください。2022年には投資先の AST が人工衛星の打ち上げを控えているかなと思います。この人工衛星の事業が進むことによって我々エンドユーザー側として楽天モバイルの見た目がどうやって変わるのか、あるいは御社側としてそのオペレーションがどう変わっていくのかについて教えてください。
はい。スペースモバイルの使途については2つあります。一つは、過疎地、遠隔地、へのカバレッジ、これが、しっかりとブロードバンドベースでできるっていうことですね。で、スペース X さんとの違いっていうのは基地局地上局っていうのは必要ない、直接入ってくるっていうことが一つです。でもう一つは、いわゆる大きな災害の時、スペースモバイルでですね、提供ができると、いうことができ、日本は災害が多いですから、そういう場合にですね、衛星からのインターネットアクセスを可能にするということができるということが2つ大きなメリットになるかなというふうに思っています。この遠隔地とか過疎地におけるカバレッジっていうところはすごいコストかかるんですよ、実は。だけどやっぱりユニバーサルサービスを提供しなくてはいけない。 らそれは重要なんだけど、でもやっぱりそれがかなりコストを上げていて、で全体的な料金に跳ね返ってしまっているっていうところはあると思うんですよね。でこれを衛星からやることによって、大幅なコストダウンができるっていう、本当に大きなブレイクスルーじゃないかなというふうに思います。
ありがとうございます。ESG 経営というテーマが株式市場でも注目されるようになってきておりますが、今年新たにやりたいところとか、何か ESG 経営に関して株式市場に伝えたいメッセージがあれば教えてください。
そうですね。もともとダイバーシティという意味においては、もう世界100カ国くらいから雇ってるんですかね。さまざまな視野とかさまざまなバックグラウンドの人が集まることによって経営に大きくプラスになると。だからダイバーシティ is our strength と。ダイバーシティが僕らの強みだと思っているので、これは義務というより積極的に今後も進めていきたいというふうに思っております。で環境面ということに対しては、これはもう紛れもない事実としてあらゆる個人であったり組織であったり企業が取り組まなくてはいけない問題になってきているというものは明白なので、楽天の我々のグループ企業だけではなくて我々と一緒にご商売させていただいている店舗さんであったりホテルさんであったりというところにもですね、積極的にその方向に向かってグリーンというものを一緒に進んでいかないかということを積極的に提案をしていって何らかの形を作りたいなと思っています。
ありがとうございます。今年もいろんな事業発展、楽しみにしております。どうもありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
This is the earning result for the fourth quarter. Revenue grew by double-digit year-on-year, thanks to the strong growth of domestic e-commerce and increased revenue in all segments, including FinTech and mobile. Non-GAAP operating loss expanded due to an increase in depreciation expense and network-related costs in the mobile business, as well as reduced revenue for the travel business, which did not have the Go-To campaign this year. In the same period, non-GAAP operating income at Rakuten Nichiba, Rakuten Card, and other core business showed a strong increase. This is a waterfall chart of non-GAAP operating income. Profit growth in domestic e-commerce and FinTech drove overall performance. For Rakuten Nichiba, user retention steadily progressed. In FinTech, all businesses showed profit growth. In the mobile segment, losses expanded again due to upfront investments, but base station construction has progressed, and 4G population coverage finally reached 96% earlier this month. We expect mobile business performance to improve from the second quarter of this year. Operating income of other internet services, excluding investment gains or losses, continue to improve. Cost reductions were achieved through business focus and selection. In addition, sports businesses negatively affected by the pandemic saw some recovery and contributed to the bottom line. In the overseas businesses, Rakuten Rewards has seen a strong return to profit generation, and Viber is now in a position to drive stable profits. In the fourth quarter of 2021, some businesses in the internet service segment were transferred from other internet service to domestic e-commerce. We have made retroactive adjustments accordingly. Now, I will cover the diversification of our financing. We have flexibility to carry out a diverse array of fund procurement as we continue to make upfront investment in the mobile businesses. Examples include equity raising through a third-party allotment, debt financing, including perpetual subordinate bonds, and monetization of our own assets. More recently, in December 2021, we issued 300 billion yen of domestic bonds, which will also be mostly allocated to the mobile business. In addition, with potential external capital and partnership at Rakuten Symphony and IPO preparations for Rakuten Bank, the financial base of the entire group will be enhanced and autonomous growth of Rakuten ecosystem can accelerate. CapEx in the mobile business has been partially delayed due to the shortage of semiconductors. The amount of capital investment in 2022 is expected to be at the same level as 2021. On the other hand, 4G population coverage has reached 96% due to the acceleration of capital investment, so CapEx is expected to be in a steady state from 2023. Consolidated total assets are expanding with a rapid growth at the Rakuten Bank and other FinTech businesses. In 2021, the capital adequacy ratio improved due to the third-party share allotment. In 2022, we aim for the consolidated capital adequacy ratio to remain at the same level as 2021. In addition, from 2023 onwards, we believe that the ratio will increase as the performance of the mobile business improves. Let's move on to what I see as Rakuten's value by segment. First, regarding domestic e-commerce. Looking at the 5-year CAGR of revenue and EV/EBITDA ratio, the valuation of our businesses according to the market consensus seems to be well below the trend line. In the future, we aim to further grow our businesses and enhance our disclosure to gain the understanding of the market. Here is Rakuten's FinTech valuation. Considering 5 years revenue CAGR and P ratio, Rakuten is well undervalued versus other global and domestic peers. We will promote the strengths of the FinTech ecosystem and its growth potential backed by our competitiveness. Rakuten Mobile seems to be one of the key factors for discounting our valuation. We aim to make the mobile businesses, including Rakuten Symphony, a major pillar and profit source in the future. As you can see, Amazon also had a hard time to proving that their business model could be successful. Looking at Amazon stock price trends, it can be said that the business model was proved along with the monetization of the AWS businesses, and the stock price rose significantly. In our mobile businesses as well, we will continue to focus on monetization and to prove the effectiveness of the business model. Rakuten Group membership value consists of active users, cross-use, LTV, and CAC. App and retention rate are used to calculate LTV. In Rakuten Nichiba, the number of reactivated users increased in 2020 due to the pandemic, and the retention rate was pushed up. This resulted in an increase in LTV and boosted membership value. Despite the reactionary decline from the previous year, membership value in the fourth quarter of 2021 expanded with a 2-year CAGR of 8%. So the growth trend is continuing. Rakuten Group will continue to aim to increase membership value and corporate value by expanding our ecosystem.
In 2021, domestic e-commerce GMS surpassed 5 trillion yen. The rate at which each 1 trillion yen milestone is achieved is accelerating year by year. Even after factoring in a significant growth we saw in 2020 due to demand arising from stay-at-home trends, we continue to see strong growth in 2021. This shows that synergies within the Rakuten ecosystem are being effectively nurtured. Our next goal is to achieve 10 trillion yen in annual domestic e-commerce GMS. In the fourth quarter, domestic e-commerce GMS expanded steadily, despite the impact of the previous year's stay-at-home consumption trend and the Go To Travel campaign. We achieved double-digit growth in annual GMS, which continues to show strong growth. Shopping e-commerce GMS achieved double-digit growth in 2021, despite already achieving significant growth in 2020. Rakuten users have become more highly engaged with our services, so we have been able to maintain high growth rates even after a long period of stay-at-home consumption. Here is our revenues and operating income. Despite the high hurdle presented by the previous year's Go To Travel campaign, due to the continued growth of our e-commerce business centered on Rakuten Ichiba, both revenue and operating income expanded steadily. Here is a waterfall chart showing our operating income. Rakuten Travel was affected by the previous year's Go To Travel campaign, while user retention has steadily progressed for Rakuten Ichiba, leading to increased operating income. In the logistics business, we established JP Rakuten Logistics with Japan Post in July 2021 and succeeded the logistics business operated by Rakuten to the joint venture. This resulted in improved service quality and profitability. E-commerce has expanded significantly since 2020. We are not only growing each business, but also expanding cross-use and aiming for further growth. We aim to expand the Rakuten ecosystem by promoting users' cross-use from 4 approaches: point-driven, customer demographic, vertical cross-use, and regional initiatives. This creates synergies between e-commerce services and other businesses. Due to cross-use promotion measures and the growth of Rakuten Ichiba, the number of customer cross-use Rakuten Ichiba and each e-commerce services is steadily increasing. We will continue to focus on expanding cross-use and aim to maximize the lifetime value of our users. Last year in November, as a first step in our effort to improve user convenience and delivery efficiency, we launched the Omatome Delivery app. Users can now combine delivery items ordered from multiple Rakuten Ichiba merchants for package delivered by Japan Post. Through this collaboration with Japan Post, we aim to improve customer satisfaction and reduce delivery vehicles' CO2 emissions. In addition, Rakuten Travel has recovered steadily compared to 2019, and the total number of overnight guests turned to positive growth, especially in Q4 21. Also, we have started offering travel coupons as a thank you gift for participants of the hometown tax program in Japan. The number of eligible local governments and accommodations facilities is increasing, and the number of participating users is increasing. We believe that this is one of the initiatives that will drive growth as travel demand is positioned to recover in the near future.
The FinTech segment achieved higher revenue and profit compared to last year, as customer base expanded and usage as a main service increased for each services. Rakuten Card secured an increase in profit led by the strong acquisition of members and an increase in transaction value due to the recovery in offline consumption. The customer base continued to expand strongly, with Rakuten Bank surpassing 12 million accounts in January 2022, and Rakuten Securities accounts surpassing 7 million. For Rakuten Card, the number of cards issued surpassed 25 million, and the number of second Rakuten Card also reached 1 million, just 7 months after the full-scale launch last June. Rakuten Card has announced our next goal of achieving the triple three, and we are on track for all three targets. For shopping gross transaction value, we continue to outperform the industry by maintaining positive growth even during the pandemic. The annual transaction value growth rate in 2021 was over 25%, recovering to pre-pandemic levels. In addition, with the increased popularity of Buy Now, Pay Later, the number of customers using installment payment for Rakuten Card has increased, and the amount of installment payment value has more than tripled compared to 2017. At Rakuten Bank, the number of payroll accounts increased by 55.4%, and the number of payment transactions increased by 17.4% compared to the same period last year. Many customers are using Rakuten Bank as their main account for daily life. The profile of new account holders at Rakuten Securities is diversifying. One noteworthy trend is the increasing percentage of women customers, reaching nearly half now. And due to the expansion of the asset building business, the number of new account openers in their 30s or younger, which was about half in 2016, has increased to nearly 70% in 2021. In addition, many investment newcomers are also choosing Rakuten Securities. Both Rakuten Life and Rakuten General Insurance are doing well, led by internet sales in particular. In fact, Rakuten General Insurance online sales of automobile insurance have made great progress, thanks to the benefit of website improvements, increased online discount rates, and attracting customers from the Rakuten ecosystem. The Rakuten Pay app, which is an integrated app that contains various payment services, continue to be a strong touch point for customers, being used in many daily situations. For example, the amount of Rakuten Cash added to the app increased by 146% in 2021. FinTech is enhancing cross-use by strengthening cooperation among companies and providing highly convenient services for customers. In the near future, in addition to Rakuten Card and Rakuten Point, we plan to add Rakuten Cash as a new payment option for Rakuten Securities Investment Trust. As a result of these strengthened collaborations, cross-use is steadily expanding. The number of customers using all three, Rakuten Card, Rakuten Bank, and Rakuten Securities, increased by 89% year-on-year. The FinTech segment will continue to promote cross-use of FinTech services with Rakuten Card as a point of entry and contribute to the expansion of the customer base and the profit base of each FinTech company, which lead to the growth of the Rakuten Group.
This month, we were delighted to announce that Rakuten Mobile's 4G population coverage reached 96%. Compared to the original plan submitted to the MIC, the industry regulator, this was about 4 years ahead of schedule. This achievement is the result of fully virtualized mobile technology, close work with our partners, and the collective efforts of the Rakuten Group. In addition to outdoor base stations, we utilize various products such as small cells, femtocells that correspond to different areas and use cases, and we built one of the world's largest Open RAN networks with a total of more than 200,000 cells. This guarantees capacity and speed required by our customers. With the expansion of coverage, usage of Rakuten's network continues to increase. The number of MNO subscribers is steadily increasing, even without aggressive marketing and campaigns. This month, the number of subscribers of MNO and MVNO combined exceeded 5.5 million. The proportion of MNP as a source of new subscribers is continuously increasing. We know that MNP subscribers have higher ARPU and lower churn rate. So an increase in the MNP ratio also drives improvement in financial performance. These are the earnings results for the mobile segment in the fourth quarter. Revenue increased from the third quarter as more MNO subscribers became paying subscribers after coming off the one-year free campaign. Device sales increased, and Rakuten Symphony started to contribute to the top line. Depreciation expenses and network-related costs continued to increase due to the accelerated expansion of Rakuten's network. Operating loss has expanded due to continued upfront investment in the MNO business, but losses should start to shrink from the second quarter due to an increase in paying users, an acceleration of subscriber growth, and reduction in roaming costs. We expect Q1 to represent a bottoming out of the losses and profitability to improve thereafter. Rakuten Mobile was ranked the #1 mobile carrier for customer satisfaction in a third-party survey in December 2021. Ease of connectivity, which has been an issue, will be rapidly resolved by achieving 96% population coverage and by densification of base stations. We expect that the pace of customer acquisition will accelerate further in the future.
Greetings to all. 2021 was a significantly important year for Rakuten. We previously made some projections and some predictions. Today, I am here to tell you we are already delivering on those for our shareholders. We promised a significant, important commercial deal, and we concluded a contract with German MNO 1&1 in August, and delivery is well underway and on schedule. We have met our coverage obligation in Japan about 4 years ahead of plan, and we've introduced numerous products in 2021, most notably SIMware. the next-generation on-site platform converging multiple network functions, RAN, cloud, and IP routing. And SimWorld, our platform marketplace and portal, making planning, design, dimensioning, and operation of networks seamless and frictionless. I am very proud of what the team have delivered and look forward to this year's incremental success. Rakuten Symphony accelerated journey started with the idea to do things differently. An idea that a 21st century network require 21st century thinking, 21st century technology, and 21st century business model. We are a disruptor. We adopted best-of-breed technology to build our network, and we are now making a business out of helping others to do it. We've proven this disruption in our domestic market, and we are implementing the change for our clients. In just few years, we built and launched our network in Japan, acquired 3 innovative companies, grew the team from a handful to over 2,000 engineers, 90% of which are working in R&D, and established entities in numerous countries around the world. I feel very confident in our ability to deliver on the promise, to disrupt the market, to continue to lead in innovation, and grow the business at an unprecedented pace. The opportunity ahead of us is massive. The spend on a network build-out will see a significant ramp-up in the next few years as operators start rolling out 5G networks at a commercial scale. We are well positioned to capture our fair share of this spend. We believe strongly that our domain-focused business unit, along with strong sales and delivery teams, will deliver. If you look at the total addressable market in each of the domains, you will see that each business unit can stand on its own as a separate company. I am very excited about the potential for each of our business units as I look at this massive opportunity ahead of us. Our bold ambition to lead industry transformation is well underway. We've successfully concluded on numerous contracts in 2021. Most notably is the 1&1 contract in Germany, and there are more to come. The results were multi-billion-dollar bookings. We have built a significant pipeline of interested customers for Rakuten Symphony. Core to our values is to lead technology innovation. We have built our organization around innovation engines. We call them business units, focused around the 5 domains of the new world telco networks. We have over 2,000 strong engineering-focused organization, made 3 acquisitions, rolled out over 70 products and solutions, and continue to invest heavily in our engineering capability. The industry has woken up and started to listen. We've been fortunate to receive accolades or recognition for our domestic network as well as our innovative culture. I am very happy with all these awards, most notably the GLOMO Award in 2021. I have recently had the opportunity to join discussion with government and regulators around the world. This is a good sign the industry is taking us seriously. Looking ahead in 2022, we will focus on our execution and delivery in Japan, Germany, and other countries and regions. We look forward to securing a number of clients for SimWare in 2022. We are considering a couple more acquisitions and adjacencies of our stack, while we continue to focus on the organic development of our portfolio of capabilities I shared with you earlier. And last but not least, accelerate the build-out of our R&D, sales, and delivery teams to build the foundation for the next decade, with the objective to lead, transform, and disrupt this industry. Thank you very much for your time today, and I am looking forward for another successful year for Rakuten.
Rakuten's advertising revenue increased significantly in 2021 due to the expansion of online advertising amid the acceleration of digital transformation. The revenue growth rate has been even higher than our domestic e-commerce business rate, contributing to an improvement in the profit margin. Here is an analysis of the growth of the advertising business in 2021. Along with expansion of e-commerce, the main growth factor was an acceleration of ad placements by internal advertisers, meaning merchants on Rakuten Ichiba, and external advertisers, meaning major consumer goods manufacturers. In particular, ad placements by major consumer goods manufacturers grew significantly in 2021. This was due to the expansion of O2O efforts aimed at mutual online and offline customer transfers, while leveraging online ads that can measure effectiveness. Internal ad inventory and ad revenue from the external ad sector are accelerating year by year, maintaining very high growth rate. The Rakuten Group has accumulated a large amount of highly accurate data, based on consumption behavior data and payment data, both online and offline. Rakuten has one of the largest collections of data, both in quantity and quality, in Japan. In addition to the data we have accumulated to capture the expanding O2O market, our growing mobile business will allow us to accumulate data that is completely different from our existing demographics, leading to further growth. By making use of these advantages, we can expand online and offline integrated ad revenue and further contribute to the profit margin growth of the entire group.
As people's lifestyle has changed significantly with the spread of the COVID, Rakuten continued to respond to these changes and maintain a high rate of growth. Thanks to high user retention rate and cross-use of services, both the number of the active users and cross-use increased steadily. This is also remarkable in comparison with the previous year, which was significantly boosted by the lifestyle changes of the first year of the pandemic. Mobile is expected to be the driver of the further accelerated growth of the Rakuten ecosystem. Compared to the acquisition of the Rakuten Card members, the rate of the acquisition of the Rakuten mobile users has been more than 3 times faster. By its nature indispensable to user lifestyles, the mobile service increases user loyalty to the Rakuten ecosystem and create synergies with other services. Rakuten Mobile clearly promotes increase of the other services. Looking at the ecosystem usage of the Rakuten Mobile subscribers 1 year after sign-up, 35% become new users of Rakuten Ichiba. Similarly, 20% become new users of Rakuten Card, 10% for Rakuten Bank, and 12% for Rakuten Pay. In addition, for users who had already been using the Rakuten Ichiba, GMS per person increased significantly following mobile subscription. This data compares the purchase volume of an existing Rakuten Ichiba user 1 year before and after joining the Rakuten Mobile. After subscribing to Rakuten Mobile, average Ichiba market spending rise by nearly 70%. We see improvement of the customer LTV through use of the mobile services itself, and we also see these synergies increasing the membership value of the entire Rakuten Group.
Rakuten's technology division employs approximately 5,900 engineers in 10 cities spread across 7 countries around the world. In Japan, more than 6% of our engineers come from a non-Japanese background, and this diversified global workforce continues to challenge and drive innovation. Rakuten India continues to expand its operations, and with the rapid increase in employees, we will move into a brand new premise in downtown Bangalore this year. The Rakuten Blockchain Lab in Belfast, Northern Ireland continues research and development on the latest in blockchain technologies, including crypto assets and NFTs. In addition to the Rakuten Institute of Technology in Tokyo, our branches in Boston, Singapore, Paris, and Bangalore continue contributing to the Rakuten Group with cutting-edge research in natural language processing and practical application of the multi-language translation tool Rakuten Translate, which is based on deep learning technology. Additionally, we are proactively contributing to the creation of the sustainable future, and we have committed to data center operations that utilize renewable energy to further contribute to the realization of a carbon-neutral society.
In Rakuten Institute of Technology, or RIT, we fully leverage our global presence in our R&D efforts. Here, please let me introduce 2 very exciting moonshot projects. One is quantum technology and computing research based on Cambridge, US. Together with QR Computing, which is a company established by Harvard and MIT professors, Rakuten is exploring the potential of quantum technology and computer. Quantum computer is still very early stage, but it is likely that it will become game-changing technology in 10 years. With the potential to host quantum computers in our cloud, we are very excited to work with QR Computing. Another example is a collaboration between Rakuten Medical and Rakuten India to develop cancer treatment called photoimmunotherapy. Leveraging a talent in Rakuten India with machine learning capability, we conduct research in order to identify biomarkers of patients who respond well to our treatments. This understanding, in return, should help Rakuten Medical to further develop their treatments. As almost everybody has the experience of losing close family or friends from cancer, contributing to such treatment is very meaningful, and we are proud to challenge this problem as a Rakuten Group.
Rakuten Group productivity has continued to steadily improve. Excluding the mobile, logistics, and investment businesses, operating profit per full-time employee and profit per total cost grew by over 20% year-on-year. There are the 3 major initiatives behind the improvement of these indicators. The number of employees participant in Kaizen activities exceeded 4,000 people. Through cost optimization, we achieved a profit contribution of approximately 12 billion yen. And through improvements in unprofitable business, approximately 3 billion yen. Group-wide participants in Kaizen activities, or QCC, also continued to significantly increase in 2021. The result of these activities was the accumulation and knowledge sharing of approximately 1,000 examples of improvements, which we calculate contribution over 3 billion yen to the bottom line. Since 2021, the introduction of QCC in the mobile business, which is one of the most important business, has been steadily progressing, and it's expanding at the pace about 2 years ahead of existing businesses. In 2022, we aim to accelerate the initiative to contribute to the group's profit by focusing on supply chain management, call center and shop operations, and logistics costs. Rakuten continuously measures Net Promoter Scores, an indicator used to evaluate and improve customer experience. As you can see, the Net Promoter Score of the Rakuten Group was negative versus competition in 2017, but has been continuously outperforming the competition since 2018. The score in the second quarter of 2021 was up 11.5 points. We also continue to measure the rate of users who report dissatisfying experiences of Rakuten Group services. Over the past year, we have reduced the ratio of dissatisfied experience by 0.8% through the group quality assurance activities such as implementing standards and emphasizing the process quality, as well as utilization of the skills improved in hundreds of QCC activities. By revising our compensation policy and other measures, we continue to reduce our turnover rate with a 3% improvement over 2017. Rakuten aims to deliver on our mission of empowering people and society, both now and in the future, as we work toward realizing the carbon-neutral society by 2050. Through an environment-conscious platform established with our businesses, partners, and users, we will continue to take on new challenges. We will also continue to be transparent with disclosure of relevant information. In 2022, we will work to strengthen our internal organization to focus on these issues. We will establish a new environmental department directly under the COO and implement a regular working group and all-employee meeting to focus on environmental topics. We will work to set science-based targets in line with recognized global standards and report on our progress against these targets. In 2021, we expect to achieve our target for Rakuten Group Inc. to adopt 100% renewable electricity. Now we will aim to do the same for the entire Rakuten Group, including major consolidated subsidiaries by 2023. The Rakuten Group has been operating COVID-19 vaccination centers since May 2021. There has been 0 incidents, and the time required for vaccine recipients from reception to vaccination has been reduced to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. With this safe and efficient system, nearly 900,000 vaccinations has been administered at 4 sites nationwide. In 2022, the Rakuten Group will support the operations of large-scale vaccination center at Noivia Stadium, Kobe, and booster shots. Rakuten Group is also offering vaccination opportunities at center in Tokyo. The total number of vaccinations administered by the Rakuten Group is expected to reach 1 million by end of March. Through its safe and efficient system developed during the pandemic, the Rakuten Group will continue to contribute to the COVID-19 vaccinations.
Since Rakuten's founding, our mission is to contribute to society, working hand in hand with our stakeholders to meet their expectations and create a sustainable future for all. In order to prioritize our efforts and drive positive change even more effectively, we have established what we call our materiality, which helps us identify important issues that Rakuten should address. We have categorized those issues into focus areas. Let me introduce examples of our efforts for each of them. We believe creating work environments that ensure the well-being of employees is critical. Last quarter, we are certified as a Good Health Management Corporation by METI and a Sports Yale Company by the Japan Sports Agency.
in recognition of health-related initiatives conducted online. Enhancing corporate culture remains our priority. We also continue to encourage communication amongst employees through one-on-one meetings across the group and through the All-Star platform at Rakuten Mobile, for example. We actively engaged with Rakuten Mobile suppliers in 2021 based on the Rakuten Group Sustainable Procurement Instruction. This instruction was established to contribute positively to society through our supply chain. This year, we'll leverage this experience and replicate our efforts across our entire ecosystem. We consider climate change, resource management, and biodiversity to be issues of critical importance. From these three perspectives, we are taking advantage of our different platforms and partnerships to promote initiatives across our value chain, downstream and upstream. Finally, our efforts to proactively disclose information on our ESG initiatives have been positively received. Rakuten has been selected as a constituent of major ESG indices and received various certifications. With our slogan, Work Together, we'll continue to enhance our governance and sustainability activities to empower society over the long term.